Does anyone know why my electric Smeg range oven runs 80 degrees Celsius too hot at any temp? I just replaced the thermostat and it's still doing it.
Hi, I'm a moderator for this topic and I wonder whether you're still waiting for an answer. If you are, please let me know and I will do my best to find a professional to assist you right away. If not, feel free to let me know and I will cancel this question for you. Thank you.
Hi, yes, still waiting for an answer. Cheers, Neil.
If there are any problems at all, please respond and allow me to reply before rating my answer so we may have a positive outcome regarding your inquiry. Can I ask please, how do you know it is 80 degrees hotter than the actual selected temperature? If you are reading the temp with an independent thermostat, what type? Is it positioned in the same spot as the oven thermostat to read the temp?
I have a very precise and fast temperature gauge. It's a high-end multimeter with a temp probe. And the readings are similar to a cheapo oven thermometer. I've also checked the calibration of the multimeter against a mercury thermometer and in another oven. To check the thermostat, I located the probe in the center of the oven cavity and set the thermostat to a range of values between 50 and 230 degrees, waited till the light went off and on a couple of times and then read off the meter reading. The graph of set versus measured is a straight line with a slope of about 1, as it should be, but an offset of about 80, should be 0, i.e. y equals mx plus 80. I've also checked the location by pushing the probe in through the port on the back of the oven so it is located next to the capillary tube. What's odd is that the old and the new thermostats behave the same, even when disconnected. 3 o'clock on the dial gives me about 180 degrees when it should give me 100. That makes me think that the oven had been fitted with the wrong thermostat if I bought it and they just replaced it with the wrong one too. But neither device will go below about 80 to 90 degrees and surely any oven thermostat should go cooler than that, shouldn't it? The Smeg A1 should in fact be able to run cold if the thermostat is set to the off position, but it doesn't. It runs at, guess what, about 80 degrees. Best, Neil.
Hi Neil, you have to remember, the capillary tube thermostat will read in a different manner to a probe from a multimeter, as it is a different type of sensing mechanism. It isn't unusual for an oven to not go below 80-odd degrees, as it really isn't an ideal cooking temperature range. An 80-degree temp difference is rather excessive though, even for the two different types of thermostats. How does the oven cook when set at 180 to 200 degrees on the dial? Are things burning or cooking faster than normal? There is really only one way to know for absolute sureness. Test the oven temperature using an oven thermometer, as it is designed to read the convection temperature of the oven compartment, the same as the capillary tube thermostat. I'm thinking that the multimeter probe might be more responsive to the radiant heat being produced than the convection heat, assuming the oven is fan forced. Here, for under $10, you can at least get a second opinion and see what the difference really is. I've come across this before and it really is the best way to measure the temperature of an oven. I'm not saying your way is wrong either, I'm just letting you know what has worked for me in the past. I bought two and sat one near the capillary tube and hung the other one from a shelf to see the difference between the two, also as well as the average temp range against the capillary style thermostat from the oven. http://www.ebay.co.uk/im/stainless steel oven cooker thermometer temperature gauge good quality /270927800679 pt equals UK_kitchen_accessories and hash equals item 3F 140802967. Keep me posted, okay?
I already did that, with a regular oven thermometer, More or less their same model as you recommended. My first calibration was done WTH the cheapo one and the scanned one with the multimeter, the data overlapped. It's defo running hot, and though I take your point about the types of probe, the one I have is for air temp. It agrees very closely with the metal thermometer hanging from the middle shelf. Sounds like we've both been in the same boat before. Can't answer the question about burning because I've been ignoring the dial and using a thermometer. Best, N.
Interesting, the replacement thermostat, you went off the old one's part number, or did you source via the model number of the oven?
I just went to the spare site and searched for an A1 thermostat, checking on the extensive compatible with list that it worked on an A1. Now the company are telling me about the serial number change. In fact, I found this out myself yesterday. You'd think they'd warn the customer about this. I was still mystified though that old and new, different stats, did the same thing, and I sent them a photo of the old one. They tell me that neither replacement looks like the one already on my oven, so I think what's happened is that I have an even wronger old stat fitted, and I've replaced it with a different but still wrong one. Do you happen to know about this change to the A1 that happened in about mid-2002? If it turns out that the two stats had their ranges about 90 degrees, in angle, not temp, out, then it explains everything, and I can safely get them to swap. Thanks for being so helpful, by the way. Best, N.
Hi Neil, honestly, I have no idea about that. If you give me the model number, perhaps I can chase it up for you. I will at least give it a try. You're welcome regarding the help. Let me know when you are ready to rate my assistance also, okay?
Sorry, I thought we were supposed to rate when it had come to an end. I've never used this site before. I can rate you anytime you like, as long as it doesn't close the question. On the rating plate it just says A1, not a 1.1 or anything. I can send you a pic of the plate, if I can find out how. Bizarrely, the serial number appears to have been scratched off.
What internet browser are you using? There should be a format toolbar on your chat window there, with a paperclip image. Try copy and paste, if not must be JPG or GIF and under 500 kilobytes, okay? The model number of the oven please also? We can do the rating later after I have done my best to help you solve this, okay?
Here's the pic. The model is a Smeg Opera A1 dual fuel 90 cm range cooker. I believe the serial number used to be where all those scratches are.
This may shed some light on the problem. A1 to 90 cm SS range cooker. Please note when ordering the main oven thermostat, PN, NN and NN-ness fitted to ovens produced between September 4, 2002 to January 8, 2002. PN, NN and NN-ness fitted to ovens produced between February 8, 2002 to June 2, 2003. Do you know which one you've got? The model number plate isn't real informative, is it?
Yay, this is what the parts company told me. And no, I have no idea. Also, they give dates, not serial numbers. Even if I could read the serial number, it wouldn't actually tell me if this is a late or early model. And I think mine is an A1, not an A1 too, though it's not clear what the difference is. I just emailed Smeg for technical info and they were borderline rude about my inquiry. If I could just find pictures of the early and late model dials, it would probably answer my problem. The dial itself is an engraved plastic disc that sits under a window. When it is turned from the 12 o'clock position, off, to 3 o'clock, The dial I have reads 100 degrees Celsius. At 6 o'clock it reads 200. I assume the early and late models had these at different positions. If I knew this for sure, I could safely ask Spares for Appliances to send me the other stat. But if they didn't change the positions in 2002, then the other stat is going to be just as bad. Sorry, this all seems to be getting rather involved.
If you go to this page here, you can see the two different thermostats. There is a big difference in price. http://www.survevisdirect.co.uk/index.php. Dispatch equals categories.view and category underscore it equals 138 and page equals 1. I also noticed, there is a thermostat for the fan as well, fanstat. Considering how cheap it is, maybe you should change that next before worrying about the thermostat, main stat. If it isn't functioning properly, then this will surely affect the temp range and how the capillary tube is sensing the heat. Just a thought. I also noticed, there is only one control panel for the A12 oven. Also AUSSIE Repair Tech 41082.42318626616. Ignore my above comment, the fan thermostat is probably for the cabinet ventilation fan, not the oven thermostat, sorry.
I sort of had. I'm pretty sure now that the problem is that there are two faults, which always make things complicated. The oven was already fitted with the wrong stat when I bought it. It looks nothing like the two actual listed ones. Error 2 is that Spares for Appliances have sold me a Smeg replacement, which is also wrong. It's engraved 296 deek, which is its max setting, in the approx 8 o'clock position. I don't think this fits with either official Smeg device. Doing a bit of maths, assuming its bottom end is a 50 deek and some more calibration runs, this would explain why, at 3 o'clock, when the dial says 100 deek, the stat clicks at about 180 deek. But that still leaves me with trying to find out which one of the correct two I should order. Smeg UK are downright refusing to give me any technical information about my cooker, and won't tell me the difference between the two listed stats, because I'd ordered the stat from another company. I did this because they did not list the correct part on their website. Anyway, I think this has run as far as it can until I hear from Spares for Appliances, so I'm going to thank you for trying so hard to solve this, and for being so patient with my rather long replies. How do I do the rating?
Sounds like a plan. Why don't you go with the cheaper one first, and if that doesn't work, well, you'll have to buy the more expensive one. If it does work, the cheap one, bonus.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/ythi.